Hello all and welcome to another Kevin Entertainment video. It's Art here with the book review for Squeeze Me by Carl Hiaasen, his brand new book that came out August 29th. Carl Hiaasen in this book lives up to everything you would expect from a Carl Hiaasen book. There's political satire, there's mystery, thriller, and if there's a lot of comedy, he will make you laugh at the world situation. He brings up the creeping crud that we're dealing with. He brings up many political figures in the U.S. political landscape that deserve to be made fun of on both aisles. He brings up the absurdity of certain groups of political followers. It is a well-crafted, well-oiled machine of a book that I could not put down. Like I said in the currently reading update, it was a book that I found out recently came out, and I switched the monthly reading roadmap for September and August to include this book because I knew this book would get me out of any sort of rut feeling I was feeling, because he has a way with words that are both informative and hilarious. He tells a story that is both poignant and funny. He writes his books, I believe, in my opinion, to be a weird reflecting pool for what's actually going on. And even though his books are fiction, oftentimes the truth is stranger than fiction. His books are based on real people that, on the outskirts of it. There are real people on the outskirts of this book, major figureheads in the U.S. political landscape and in his local political landscape, which is South Florida. Even the towns that it's set in Florida, like Palm Beach, Florida, are an ancillary character to the novel. This is a book that from start to finish I made time to get to. I cannot recommend Carl Hiaasen enough, and Squeeze Me is another in a long line of successive great books. Now, one thing I will tell you about Carl Hiaasen books, and this is no exception, Squeeze Me is no exception, his adult books have two-word titles like Double Whammy, Tourist Season, Squeeze Me, and his kids' books like Scat, Hoot, have one-word titles. So that's how you can tell what what book you're getting into. And yes, he writes to kids, but even when he writes to adults, he doesn't write in such a way to where he tries to overcomplicate matters. He writes to his audience so that it's well understood. He speaks to his audience. You either like his books or you don't. You either get his line of thinking, which is a logical line of thinking, or you're one of the ones who he's actually writing about. That is how good Carl Hiaasen is, and you can tell his journalism background is on point for this. It's obvious, dealing that he deals with the creeping crud and the current political landscape, that this book went through many iterations and many rewrites, because there's really recent stuff going on in this book. So he was probably writing this book all the way up until almost the week of publication, because this book is only a couple weeks old with its news, when it factors in its news, which I think leaves it as a perfect time capsule for the time we're in. Because eventually the world will set right, and Squeeze Me and all other forms of entertainment like wrestling in empty arenas, baseball in empty stadiums, and things like that will be seen as a time capsule oddity. And that I don't mind. I think this time should be remembered. I think this time should be documented. And I can think of no better person in either nonfiction or fiction to do it than Carl Hiaasen. He is an amazing writer. I am actually kind of sad that I finished his latest book as quickly as I did, but thankfully I have a lot of his back catalog to go through, so I get to have more Carl Hiaasen in my life, and it's going to happen. His books are great, his books are amazing, and you'll be seeing a lot more Carl Hiaasen reviews in and on this channel. And if you have not heard of Carl Hiaasen or read a Carl Hiaasen book, he comes super duper highly recommended. A little bit of a phobia warning, I guess it would be. Not really a trigger warning, but a phobia warning is if you don't like snakes, Squeeze Me may not be the book for you. I don't have very many phobias, and even the phobias I do have, I don't mind when they're in books. I deal with them when they're actually in front of me. And I gotta say, I'm doing actually pretty good with my personal phobias. No, I won't go into what they are. But Squeeze Me is a very fast-paced, quick-moving, funny, poignant, clever novel. It is a quintessential Carl Hiaasen novel. I love Carl Hiaasen. I cannot recommend him enough. It is a full 5 stars from me on the GoodReads scale. Top-notch, high-quality book. It is a read it, own it, love it. Thank goodness you read it on my scale. Like, he gets top marks, much like Michael Connelly and Craig Johnson and Laurie R. King do, among many others. But Carl Hiaasen is fast becoming one of my auto-buy authors. And that has something to say with what quality he is. Let me know in the comments down below what, if at all, you have read Squeeze Me or wanted to read a Carl Hiaasen book, or if you read any other satire novelists such as Carl Hiaasen or Douglas Adams, my 2 personal favorites, or any others that I need to be made aware of. Let me know that in the comments down below. But until next time, this is where I say, you know, I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more, please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video, depending on YouTube's algorithm. We know how that goes. But until next time, happy reading. I'll see you again soon. And peace.